Hey girls, welcome to this week's technique tip. Today our focus is going to be practicing our handstand kick-ups to the wall. So it's really important to remember a few things when we're kicking up to a handstand. One, we always want to make sure our elbows are locked out. If our elbows start to bend a little bit, we're going to start to collapse and we may not be strong enough to push ourselves off the ground. Okay, so number one, always keep those elbows locked out. Number two, always make sure you warm up your core and your shoulders. This is really going to help you get into a really strong position when you're working on your kick-ups. Our handstand is always a hollow or a dish position, okay? We want to try to get away from the scorpion or really arched back shape. And thirdly, make sure when you're practicing your handstand kick-ups that you have a lot of space, okay? So just to stop any injuries, we want to make sure you're outside or in a big living room away from everything. So, firstly, I'm going to start with a bunny hop, and a bunny hop is really important in teaching us how to practice keeping our elbows straight and getting our hips above our shoulders and our wrists, okay? So you'll start with your hands on the ground. Remember, elbows locked out, feet behind you. You're going to bend your knees and just pop your hips up a little bit, okay? So notice how my elbows stay nice and straight and I'm pushing my hips as high as I can. Our goal is to be able to push as high as we can, keeping our hips over our shoulders. If that's a little bit of a tricky one for you, just work on really pushing your hips above your shoulders and really opening up your armpits, okay? The second movement we're going to practice today is called a donkey kick. Often a really big mistake we all make is kicking one leg up and then throwing our back leg up to meet it, and it causes us to roll over the top. It's also really scary when we think of falling over backwards. So a donkey kick is where you start with one leg out in front and we're going to be in our hollow position. So notice my hips are tucked under and my shoulder blades rounded, chin tucked in. I'm going to lean forward on that front leg and put my hands on the floor and kick that leg up behind me, okay? So we'll start with a few small ones. Chin tucked in, leaning forward, pushing through the floor, one leg up. So notice how my legs were like this, they weren't up together. Let's try one more. Lunging in, hollow position, pushing up. Not that far. One more can be a little one, just to work on getting those hips as high as you can. Okay, so now what we're going to practice is doing that towards the wall. Exactly the same thing. You're gonna need a really big lunge and lots of power off that front leg to get your back leg up. So, hands should be close to the wall, but not too close. If they're too far away, you won't make it. If they're too close, you'll headbutt the wall. So make sure your chin's tucked in. Hands go on the floor, one leg up, and back down. So notice I didn't bring the other leg up. I'll do one more. Big kick, one leg to the wall, hold it there, and back down. Now what we can work on after we get that leg to the wall is bringing both legs up to the wall to find our handstand position. So big lunge in, elbows straight, kick up to the wall, and bring the other foot to the wall. Remember, don't bend those elbows. Push them up, squeeze your butt, toes up to the roof, and hold for as long as you can. If a handstand kick up to the wall is quite easy for you, you guys can spend a little bit more time upside down. Really work on that straight arm and shoulder endurance. Really try to round those shoulder blades and have your core turned on. You can also practice some weight shifts if you would like to when you get up there. So kicking up and just slowly opening your legs and transferring weight from one side to the other, or you can work on lifting one hand up at a time, which is quite challenging, but a really good reminder to make sure you're maintaining a really strong handstand position. Girls, make sure your shoulders and cores are warmed up as well as your wrists before you get into your handstands. Spend a little bit of time practicing on each of those steps and make sure that you're not just throwing yourself upside down and going all the way over. Good luck. We can't wait to see your handstands on Instagram as well.